your HBCU Give Back initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Walk us through it. You said you were a street vendor at one point, and just to be clear, a lot of times we see small business owners or and a lot of people have LLCs, a lot of people have
Yeah.
businesses, but they're not necessarily able to live off of it yet. You've been living off of
Yeah.
your brand that you've built. So, it kind of in a short and sweet version, take us through how you started. Like what, did you have money already? Did you start with no money? And then how'd you go from street vendor to,
Wow.
tradition, collegiate lifestyle brand in
Well,
the Cliff Notes version?
People always say, "Yeah, I want to show my age." I say who I am. I've been around since the glory years of the hip hop. So I had a previous company called School of Hard Knocks. So with that, I started as a street vendor. I started just hustling the shirts because I had a great idea. And I got to say, everybody starts with an idea, but then you have to know the A, B, C, and D, the way to go about it. So with tradition, after Hard Knocks had a success, and we wanted to do tradition, we didn't know anything about licensing. So then we had to go to the proper companies who hold the licensing key to a lot of these schools, and that is CLC, Learfield, so forth. And then you have to go to the companies. In some cases, some schools were independent, some schools were Barnes & Noble, some schools were Follett. And you have to go in and you have to present yourself as a brand. You have to have the delivery schedule, you have to have everything tight. So like I said, selling the t-shirt and getting the demand is great. It's just like anybody in the record business selling out your trunk. That's what we were doing. And eventually you sell so much, you have to find distribution.
Right.
And so we partnered with somebody who was helping with this until you get to a point where you fall back, and where we are now is like, you know what? I'm going to be a strong independent, and I can do my own distribution. The game has changed. You have social media that people can start. For all the young people out there, the perception of your company, you can make it what it is, but you have to hold the integrity. We service our customer. We haven't really done any marketing, but it's grassroots. I still believe in our community and our culture. That's been it. Grassroots is just one person telling the next person, and at the end of the day, it's people knowing your story. So that's why we're here today. It's really like for people to know who we are, to kind of get a better understanding. When they see the name Tradition, they kind of, I heard this guy on Angie's show or wherever they saw it, and they're gonna respect it a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I really believe in paying your dues. I think we've done that. Like I told you before this interview, we've been in the peaks and the valleys. I mean, it's been high and low, and I'm happy. I'm like you said, if I could support my family, wake up with a smile on my face, and know that I have my own business, and you know what, in the day where I said to you, I think doesn't matter for some people to say it's a black-owned business, but that still matters to me.
Oh yeah.
And it matters to me going as far back as the Carcanaz, the Cross Colors, the Fubu's.
Right.
You keep going, and it's like, you know what? I remember the days of watching TV and seeing Bill Cosby wearing a black college and having pride with that. So
Absolutely.
if anybody can see me with Tradition and know it's a black-owned business and they're out there hustling, maybe I'll make them tighten up, ship a little bit, and go to the next level. Be my competition. Come on, I invite it. You know, because when I look at the big boys that's out there, we hang on the shelf, and our sell-throughs are just as strong as those big boys supporting the athletic department. You know what I mean? I mean, you have the so-and-sos and the so-and-sos, but we are here to stay. And like I said, Tradition is a brand. It's a collegiate lifestyle brand.
Yeah, and I also noticed you guys are now expanding. I like how you're bringing a little bit of our culture to like University of Maryland too. I saw some of your University of Maryland gear. Now I can't rep the Terps, but I might just get a hoodie though. I might be at a Terps game with the hoodie on just because it looks that good, and it's supporting you.
Yeah, so it's the Terps, it's Virginia Tech, ODU, VCU. Auburn University. I mean, we just got in with Georgia State. I mean, it spreads. Okay. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize what's real, and as they say, numbers don't lie. And at the end of the day, if it's selling, you can't deny it.
Yeah.
And just give me a slither. Just let me dip my toe in the water, and you'll find out I can swim. And eventually that's what they're doing right now. So we're gonna get there.
Okay. Now before I let you go, two things. We want to talk about the HBCU initiative to give back. But for an entrepreneur, because I meet so many young people, especially that are into fashion and they want to get into the game. You've been in it for a while. You've started multiple companies. From one entrepreneur to another, what would you say for that young person that really wants to get started? Maybe they have an online store. Maybe they're selling through Instagram. What's a key piece of advice that you could give to help them as they continue on their journey? Yeah,
with that, I really got to say, I mean, you and I, we talked about ideas we have, and I really say you have to do your homework. A lot of people just want answers. Nobody wants to do the homework. Everybody just want answers to the tests, and you got to understand where my roads, my struggles, and all that has built me to. But really respect the game. Is getting every industry there's a somebody wants your chair. You know what I mean? There's somebody, but they don't realize that if they're walking around on campus, it's not going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
You've done everything at late night. You've done community events. You've done everything to build a brand of Angie Ange, and this station has done everything it's done to build 93.9. And at the end of the day, that's what it is with tradition. We didn't wake up yesterday. I mean, we've had the word no told to us a million times, but we kept going. But that's the one that I just tell a lot of people: just do your homework, study, learn the craft, respect the industry, do it the right way, don't cut corners, and have integrity. Look a person in the eye, and when you say something, mean it, and when you're gonna do it, and like I said. They say don't burn bridges, don't burn that bridge behind you, because when you look back, you're gonna find out. If you burn bridges, then sometimes you have to step back 10 steps. You know what's gonna happen when you step back and there's nothing there to stand on. But I could go on for days, but I'm real passionate about this business. You know how I am, and I'm appreciative to be here, and I can't wait to see what the next 5 years, has for tradition.
And you've had major partnerships. I mean, I remember when we had the New Era caps going. He had the New Era, and New Era had never put HBCUs on their hats at a time when everybody was on the fitted, and you had the HBCUs. I mean, you had Alcorn State.
That's the early days of a collaboration. At the end of the day. That's what it was. But we didn't know because it was all new. But you look today and you see, various companies and small companies getting together and they're doing things. The collaboration. You sit there and sometimes that's putting the cart before the horse. Maybe we should have been talking to them now and not then. We came out the box doing that, and so we were kind of overshadowed by them. But at the end of the day, it's about ownership, trademarking the name, owning your name. So when somebody comes to you and says they want to take it over, you can't do that. If the paper's not right, the papers ain't right, it's not right. We're just going to go our way. And that's what happened there. But shout out to New Era for even giving us the opportunity.
Yeah, that was big. I remember that. I definitely remember that. Again, Gerard Murray, the founder, owner of Tradition Collegiate Lifestyle brand. Again, you can get his product on traditioneversince.com if you want to check it out. It's awesome. Or you can always go to the bookstore during Howard Homecoming and check them out, because you will be in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then what's our HBCU Give Back initiative? How's this going to work?
Go to My HBCU Give Back, and we teamed up with the HBCU Alliance. They have a chapter in Atlanta, and they have one here in D.C., and the non-for-profit organization, and their whole initiative is just to create scholarships for students who need them. Like I said, paying it forward, and it's alumni who just gotten together from all different HBCUs, and they have a huge chapter. They've raised almost $750,000 in scholarships, and it's spread evenly throughout each participating alumni association. So they have this big race called the 5K. They do in DC and they do in Atlanta, and we just teamed up with them to be the official outfitter.
Nice.
And like I said, it's great to have that day where you could step to the table like one of the big boys, and they have big sponsors and say, hey, you know what? I got your back on the out. You don't have to worry about T-shirts. You don't have to worry about. We're building a whole fitness collection for them.
Nice.
And it's there. So I don't know. I'm put it out there. I think DC's next run. I know Grand Marshal will be perfect.
Do you?
Yeah, I know somebody would be perfect for Grand Marshal, and I'm definitely gonna talk to Dan and let him know that for the DC race they need to. You need to hook up my girl Angie Ann. She's deserving of it.
Come on now, put the stamp on me, G.
It's a good organization. They do good things.
So again, that's My HBCU Give Back.
Yeah, and it's not all about going to our site buying something. If you don't want to buy anything tradition, just go give back to your school. Like I said, I don't care what the donation is. The donation, like my daughter just graduated Howard 16. Just give $5.
Right.
And for those guys who can give the 10,000 donations, do that.
Right.
We spend our money in so many different ways and so many other ways that the money leaves the community. Keep it tight, and we don't have to be looking for any administration to do anything for us.
There it is. Gerard, thank you so much for being here and stopping by. I appreciate you. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the information too. Yeah,
and like I said, I couldn't be here without shouting my son Ty here.
Yeah.
DJ Kid Cam and the whole Georgia crew, because I'm from Georgia, so I had to represent them on the radio. I can't step on campus if I don't, but once again, Ange, I really appreciate you. We've been friends. This has been authentic, and tradition is here.
Yes, and I've always loved what you stand for and what you're about. And you walked up on me from day one. You were always about business. You, like you said, if you said you were going to do something, you did it. There was never any questions asked. You've also supported my organization, College is Cool. So yeah, I always appreciate you, and I thank you for being such a great example for upcoming entrepreneurs and upcoming business owners, whether they're in fashion or any other industry. We could all learn a lot from you, because you have some of those basics that I think is very important. Like you said, being a person of integrity and doing what you say you're going to do goes a long way. Because best believe you'd have burned a bridge with me, you wouldn't be up here now.
I'm in the building. There you go. I'm in the building.
You'd have hit me up and said, oh, hell no. But G, thanks again.
Thank you.
Gerard Murray, traditioneversince.com, my HBCU Give Back. Go do that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm definitely gonna check.